Take a look at the back of your smartphone. You see a famous logo there, and it's natural to assume that specific company built the device in your hand. But if we pull that phone apart, the reality is entirely different. The brand on the back didn't actually build your phone. The actual assembly happens inside massive facilities known in the industry as EMS, or Electronic Manufacturing Services. Think of them as giant ghost factories. They operate quietly in the background, primarily in places like India, putting the pieces together for the world's biggest brands. Right now, this specific sector in India is expanding at an incredible rate. They are turning out tens of millions of devices, stepping up to handle a sudden surge in global production volume. While the logos get the credit, these hidden factories drive the actual profits. They handle a volume of devices that far exceeds what a single brand could manage on its own. But these ghost factories don't magically create phones from thin air. They have to gather parts from a sprawling network known as a global value chain. This chart shows how a global value chain works. The creation of a single device is heavily fragmented. Displays come from Japan, memory chips from South Korea, and rare minerals from China, all traveling thousands of miles to an assembly line in India. This beautifully choreographed global dance relies on one critical assumption, that shipping stays cheap and component prices remain perfectly stable. If one part gets delayed or expensive, the whole system feels the shock. And that exact shock is happening right now. It's causing a major showdown in the stock market between three giant Indian manufacturing companies, Dixon Technologies, Keynes Tech, and Surma SGS. Efficient assembly is only half the battle. A company's real survival depends on its ability to withstand sudden shocks in this massive global network. Take Dixon Technologies. They currently handle roughly 1 out of every 5 smartphones manufactured in India, making them a major player in the consumer electronics market. Recently, a severe supply chain shock hit their primary product. The global cost of DRAM, the physical memory chips that help your phone run smoothly, is expected to surge by roughly 60%. Because Dixon relies so heavily on importing these specific chips for the smartphones they build, this sudden price jump directly eats away at the cash they keep at the end of the day. To understand why this terrified investors, we need to look at a tool called the price-to-earnings, or PE ratio. Think of it simply as how many dollars you have to pay today to buy $1 of a company's profit. For Dixon, investors pay $47 for $1 of profit. That high price tag demands flawless performance. So, when memory chip costs rise and that single profit coin shrinks, the entire tower becomes unstable and collapses. Wall Street demands perfection for high valuations. If a company relies too heavily on a single expensive ingredient, they become a highly dangerous investment. Now let's look at their rival, Surma SGS. They built their factories with a completely different strategy. Instead of focusing mostly on smartphones, they assemble a wide, diversified variety of electronics across different industries. While Dixon was trapped by the smartphone chip crisis, Surma kept moving. Because they don't rely entirely on consumer electronics, they easily navigated around the supply chain traffic jam and kept generating healthy profits. In the financial world, professional analysts at major brokerages, places like Morgan Stanley, act as critics. Their entire job is to grade how much risk a company carries compared to its potential reward. Their recent verdict was clear. The brokerages downgraded the overheated, vulnerable Dixon stock, and they upgraded the resilient, reasonably priced Surma. Diversification is a very real safety net on the factory floor, and it is the exact trait financial professionals reward when global value chains break down. So, where does this leave you? You see the massive made-in-India manufacturing boom in the news, but how do you invest in it safely without getting burned by a sudden parts shortage? Smart investing comes down to weighing the exciting rewards of a growing industry against the very real risks of supply chain hiccups and overpriced stocks. Finding a great company with booming factories does not automatically mean you have found a good stock. The price you pay for your share of the business matters just as much as the products they assemble. To navigate this, you can use a simple 3-step checklist to evaluate any manufacturing stock. Step 1. Check the valuation, or the PE ratio. Ask yourself if you are paying a fair price for their profits, or if the stock is priced so high that it requires absolute perfection to survive. Step 2. Check the supply chain. Look at the company's output to see if they make a diverse range of products, or if their entire business relies on a single volatile import, like memory chips. Step 3. Check the pros. Look up recent broker ratings to see how the financial professionals grade the companies passed out. By understanding the physical, global journey of how a product is made, you can see right past the intimidating financial jargon and spot the true winners in the market.